Well, rent has been sky high for at least a year now, especially in the Indy metro. But what goes up must come down, right? But when? Well, in order to answer that, experts say you have to understand why Indy has seen the highest rent increase in the country.
Looking from freshman year to now, the prices were like $500 more.
Students, young professionals sounding off on the cost of living in downtown Indy.
We were ready to, skedaddle because we were hearing from everybody else that their rent increased like $300.
But it's a struggle not unique to the Circle City.
The biggest problem driving all of this is we have a real housing shortage. We have not built enough since the Great Recession.
That's all across the country. But Sarah Kors of IU's Real Estate Studies explains why Indy is unique in this stat.
Indianapolis has actually been in the top 10 in the nation the last several months for rent growth. And it's because we were one of the most undersupplied markets, and we're the furthest behind in terms of catching up with the market in terms of rents.
So why has rent in the Indy metro seen a spike of up to $400 or 30%, according to a House Canary report? Well, when you see your rent being raised to market rate, here's part of that equation.
Big picture is that we're sort of catching up with the nation, but that doesn't help the individual renter, right? So the only thing that they can do is move.
It's very stressful trying to have to, search for a new apartment, especially that's like, you're established in a certain area, like you have to go to work and, gas sucks.
Well, the effects of inflation are lingering but easing a bit, though your rent probably won't go down.
Mine went up like only 100, but it's still an extra 100.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Did yours go up a lot as well? About how much did yours go up?
I would say about 50 to 100.
But
so you're saying people are still going to see their rent prices maybe typically higher than they were the last couple of years?
Yes, but they're going to be growing at a much slower pace. So they're going to be more like we saw pre-pandemic.
so bottom line, the main takeaway, Cora says, is that doesn't mean that you won't see your rent go up when you get your, your renewal letter from your lease again, but just not that big jump like you saw. Like the one student that said that he's from freshman year to now, probably about a $500 difference. You won't necessarily see that huge of a jump. You shouldn't, at least.
Yeah.
But but it's just not the same that you saw during the housing boom that we had a couple years ago. But I mean, bottom line, even if it's like, well, Indy was relatively cheap compared to the rest of the country, that still doesn't make a big difference to somebody that's seeing that huge jump and having to budget $300-400 more on their rent per month. So
especially when everything else is going up.
Right. Exactly. But hey, eggs are down.
That's right. Eggs are down.
Right,
There's your silver lining.
Just live on eggs when your rent goes up.
I like
guess.
that report.
Yeah.